Welcome back to this Let's Play of the original official campaign for Neverwinter Nights 2. We are here at the Circle of the Mare, at Dagon's request, looking for the circle itself, the actual druids. And this area has the sort of perk of you always get Bishop here, and you have to have Eleni in your group to come here. So those two party members are set, but we actually have 6 people. I borrowed some people I don't normally use, including Amanjero. I'm just not a big fan of warlocks.
Me?
And, yeah, you. And Construct. Construct is pretty random. He's not exactly what you call multifaceted. He just hits stuff, though he hits stuff pretty darn hard. He hits 2d12 plus 20, plus 23. He can't use any equipment though, so there's not really anything you can do other than just use those skills on him and throw him in the middle of the fight.
You can almost feel the shadows in the air. If you stay still for too long, it's like they start clutching at you, trying to drag you down. Whatever the circle did, they must have found a way to shield themselves from it. If we can find out how they've done it, then we can reach the Vale of Merdelaine. I'm certain of it.
Then let us find what we need to know and leave this place.
Here's the gathering place. Now, hold on. Something's happening. I can just make it out.
I feel more at peace with each passing day. I know you sense it as well, Naven. Will silence be your only answer?
Silence and contemplation is my only peace in this place. Do not forget, I am your captive, Vashni.
We keep you here because we believe in the circle. In time you will see that we are right. And when the shadow has passed, you will feel one with the land again.
This isn't the mare anymore. You treat the shadow as if it were a passing mist. You fail to see how it now hangs upon you, upon this whole place.
We are caretakers of this land, and we cannot abandon it.
We're caretakers of a graveyard. Free me from this prison, and let's stop the decay from spreading.
Elders? Is it you? Elders, forgive me for not seeking you out sooner. I thought you had all died in the claimed lands. How did you...
Who are the ones who follow you? Eleni, who are they?
They are my allies, my friends. They helped me reach here.
They have the stench of civilization and war upon them, as do you.
Our path took us to Neverwinter and through many battles. But this is the one from West Harbor, Elders. The one I had been watching.
The Shard-Bearer? You have brought the Shard-Bearer here?
She cannot seem to tear her eyes from him, which was the problem before, I believe.
I was tasked to watch you as you grew up in West Harbor. The Circle asks that I observe you, for strange events seem to occur around you, and I had reasons of my own.
Yet she could not turn away from you, from civilization. She would vanish to the border of the mare and watch you for days upon days, weeks, and then into months. A circle is not complete when one of us is missing, or is too distracted with the trappings of civilization or its people.
Okay, well, yeah, that's kind of creepy, actually, but we'll just, stand up for her for now.
Thank you, but I must answer for this. There was no need for me to...
There was never any need for her to watch you as she did.
Elders, please, I did not intend...
And even now, you defend yourself rather than admitting your negligence.
She might as well be one of the harbormen, and have shared their fate.
Your fascination with the Shard-Bearer meant that we were less aware of the changes coming to this land until they were upon us. We are fortunate this time that the land itself has chosen to speak. Can you not feel it in the air? A great storm is coming. It will rage across this land and scour clean the corruption of Neverwinter, of Luskin, of all civilization.
The King of Shadows. So you know the threat.
You think that you can give name to such a force? As if the winds were to care or think.
Your home was cleansed, as Neverwinter shall be. Your people did not belong, preying at the edges of Merdelain like scavengers.
Okay, and, roving shadows, natural, sure.
Shadows are a part of the cycle of life and death, just as we all are. We do not all have such narrow views of nature. Time and responsibility extend beyond your lifetime, Shardbearer. Your wound is both a legacy of and a catalyst for destruction. Who are you to ask of us? You carry within you the very symbol for your civilization's capacity for destruction.
Elders, this King of Shadows, it poses a threat to us all, not just cities and towns.
Have you ever seen this King of Shadows?
No.
Have you spoken with it?
No.
Then what is this king, other than a story used to explain forces greater than ourselves?
And, let's hear what their former leader has to say, since they've imprisoned him.
I am a captive here, Shardbearer. A captive because I refuse to resign myself to madness. Eleni, the shadow is anything but natural. I don't know if Merdelain can be saved, but I know that we cannot accept it. We must not...
Perhaps I have misjudged your value, Naven. That is what you think is best, is it not? But you have not seen what we have. The land is more complex than any of us can understand. As the land changes, we must change with it, Eleni. Stop clinging to what the mare was, and accept it for what it is now. Your friends will never see as we do, but it is not too late for you. Come back with us and help us weather this storm to its completion.
Do you truly think what is coming is for the best?
Alright, and, more or less, there's an influence check here with Eleni, and if you have been abusing her the whole game, she will turn on you right now.
You're right. They're speaking madness.
Then you are lost to us forever. I am sorry, Eleni, but we have no choice. And you, Shardbearer, you have been allowed to spread your influence for far too long.
Now, you essentially have to fight a bunch of druids here, so we're just gonna have to get on it. And there are a bunch of rats and all sorts of random stuff. This druid over here casts some sort of buff. I don't even know what it is, but I needed a good excuse to cast Wall of Greater Dispel, so I have to actually cast it in front of them. These Wall of Dispel Magic spells were not the best choices. It's just they were new spells that were added in. I think in Mask of the Betrayer, but they are not. Partially because when you have to wait for an enemy to walk through. I don't know. We actually dispelled some of it, at least. Not like we really needed the help, but... Cast Mass Blindness, Deafness, too, just for the fun of it. Now, Blindness is what Sunburst does. So, Mass Blindness, Deafness is just... The only difference is that it's a will save rather than a reflex save. Sunburst does damage, too, though the damage is inconsequential unless it's cast undead. So, Mass Blindness, Deafness is not a bad spell, but it's not a great spell. And Navan, or Navan, or Naven, or Naven Johnson, whatever his name is freed from his tree form. It's sort of strange how they all pronounce his name differently. And we don't get alliance, but, you know, we do resolve the quest, so we get some XP. I'll clean up. I'm just here in Neverwinter to sell some stuff, but there's also a conversation we should have with Grobnar.
Oh, hello. Sorry. Just a little out of sorts. Have all these thoughts bumping around in my head. They're a little, well, a little confusing. Well, it's about Chandra, really. It just, well, got me to thinking. I mean, she wasn't with us very long. And there wasn't anything to be done to save her. Well, felt rather helpless and sad. And the whole thing seemed rather unfair. I don't really know what to say about it except say it. But well, was kind of wondering what you thought about it. You know, death of friends.
And this first response here gets you a little bit of influence with him.
It is sad. That's it, exactly. She didn't deserve what happened, not at all. And I'm afraid that the more we fight, the more we'll lose. And the more unfair it'll be.
Okay. Not exactly rocket surgery and great consequences or anything, but hey, cheap influence. Well, that's all the time we have for this episode. Next time we're going to go to Highcliff and, you know, deal with the lizard men. I imagine that trying to ally with them when we have a history of slaughtering them might be a little difficult, but, you know, we'll see what happens.